Good morning. Am I audible, visible? Write in the chat box. Nasreen, am I audible? Okay. In the last class, we have discussed how to check the differentiability of a function at a given point using the first principle method, that is LHD-RHD method. Today we'll discuss to check the differentiability of a function using differentiation. Write down checking differentiability. Checking differentiability using differentiation. Let y is equal to f of x be the given function, and we have to check the differentiability of the function at x is equal to a. Okay, by using differentiation. To check the differentiability of the function using differentiation, we have to follow some steps. Step 1, check the continuity of the function. At x is equal to a, check the continuity of the function at x is equal to a. Part A, if the function is discontinuous, if the function is discontinuous, then it is non-differentiable. Second, if the function is continuous at x is equal to a, then find, then come to step 2. Find f dash x. Then come to step 3. Find the value or limiting value of f dash x at x is equal to a. If the value if value of f dash x at x is equal to a exists, step 4. If the value of f dash x at x is equal to a exists, then f dash a is the required value and the function is differentiable. Okay. So, but I quickly note it down. Good morning. Today attendance is very low. Guys, quickly note it down. We'll discuss couple of problems on this concept. Jethalal Champaklal. Who is Jethalal Champaklal? Okay, write down a question. Discuss the differentiability of the function discuss the differentiability of the function f of x is equal to 5 minus x square if x greater equal to 1, x square minus 1 if x less than 1. Okay. Discuss the differentiability of the function f of x is equal to 5 minus x square if x greater equal to 1, x square minus 1 if x less than 1, where at the point at x is equal to 1. Right? So to check the differentiability using differentiation, first of all, we have to check the continuity of the function at the required point. So the required point is x is equal to 1. So first calculate the left hand limit and right hand limit and value of the function. F of 1 equals to 5 minus 1 square. That is 5 minus 1 is equal to 4. F of 1 is equal to 4. Limit extending to RHL. Limit extending to 1 plus f of x is equal to limit extending to 1 plus 5 minus x square. This is equal to 5 minus 1 equals to 4. Then LH left hand limit of the function at x is equal to 1. LHL limit extending towards 1 minus f of x. This is equal to limit extending towards 1 minus x square minus 1. This is equal to 1 minus 1 is equal to 0. Here you find that left hand limit is not equal to right hand limit. Hence limit of the function doesn't exist and the function is discontinuous. Function is discontinuous. Function is discontinuous implies function is non-differentiable. Function is non-differentiable function is non-differentiable. Okay. Note it down. Next question. Check the differentiability of the function f of x is equal to 8 by pi into tan inverse x plus 3 if x less or equal to 1, 5x square plus x minus 1 if x greater than 1 at x is equal to 1. Okay. So this is the given function. We have to check the differentiability of this function by using differentiation without using the first principle method, that is LSD RSD method. Directly differentiating, we can check the differentiability of the function. For that, we have to check the continuity of the function at the given point. Okay. So for continuity, we have to find out the left hand limit, right hand limit, and value of the function. Value of the function at x is equal to 1, that is f of 1, equals 8 by pi into tan inverse 1 plus of 3. This is equal to 8 by pi. Tan inverse 1 is pi by 4 plus 3. This is equal to pi cancels, 4 2 is 8, 2 plus 3 is 5. So value of the function is 5. So guys, just a minute. Like पानी पीले बीमार पड़ जाओ। पूरा पानी नहीं। अब पूरा पानी मिला बा? पहले गोटे मिनट के वेट करो। Participants. Okay. Then the right hand limit RHL is limit extending to 1 plus f of x. This is equal to limit extending to 1 plus 8 by pi into tan inverse x plus of 3. This is equal to 8 by pi. Tan inverse 1 is pi by 4 plus of 3. Pi cancel, 4 to the 8. That is 5. Functional value of the function is 5. Right hand limit is 5. Now we have to find out the left hand limit of the function. LHL, limit extending to 1 minus f of x. F of x is 5x square plus x minus 1. This is equal to 5 plus 1 minus 1 is equal to 5. So left hand limit of the function is 5. Right hand limit of the function is 5. Value of the function is 5. And the function is continuous at x is equal to 1. Okay, if the function is continuous, then we have to differentiate the function. So that we can write f dash x. F dash x is equal to 8 by pi. F dash x is equal to 8 by pi. Tan inverse x, derivative of tan inverse x is 1 upon 1 plus x square. Okay, if x less than 1. And derivative of 5x square plus x, that is 10x plus 1. If x greater than 1. Okay. So when x approaching to 1, the f dash 1 minus f dash 1 minus equals 8 by pi into, when x approaching to 1, x square approaching to 1, so 1 upon 1 plus 1, this is equal to 4 by pi. So left hand derivative is 4 by pi, right hand derivative f dash 1 plus is equal to 10 into 1, that's 10 plus 1 is equal to 11. So f dash 1 minus is not equal to f dash 1 plus. as the function is non-differentiable at x is equal to 1. Function is continuous but not differentiable. Function is continuous but not differentiable at x is equal to 1. Function is continuous but not differentiable at x is equal to 1. Right? So guys, quickly, I hope it is clear to you. बुझी पारलो पिले? बुझी पारलो कि चार्ट रे जणाओ? नासरीन, नासरीन, okay. Then next question. ଆଉ ଥରେ ବୁଝେଇବା ଆଉ ବୁଝେଇବା ଏଟା ଫଙ୍କସନ ଦେଇଛି ଏ ଫଙ୍କସନ ର ଡିଫରେନ୍ସିବିଲିଟି ଆମେ ଚେକ୍ କରିବା ୟୁଜିଂ ଡିଫରେନ୍ସିଏସନ ଓକେ before checking the differentiability using differentiation we have to check whether the given function is continuous or discontinuous at that point. Okay, to check the continuity we have to find out the left hand limit, right hand limit and the value of the function. Value of the function means f of 1 we have to calculate f of 1 at x is equal to 1. The function is defined as 8 by pi tan inverse x plus of 3. So directly put x is equal to 1 in this function. If you substitute x is equal to 1, then that will give you the value 8 by pi tan inverse 1 plus 3. The value of tan inverse 1 is pi by 4. 8 by pi into pi by 4 plus of 3. Pi cancels, 4 to the 8, 2 plus 3, 5. I think it is clear. Then we have to find out right hand limit. Limit extending towards 1 plus f of x. Extending towards, when x is approaching to 1 from the right hand side, tan inverse x approaches to pi by 4. And the 8 by pi tan inverse x approaches to 8 by pi into pi by 4. And this one is a constant quantity plus of 3. 2 plus 3 is 5. Functional value is 5. Right hand limit is 5. Then we have to find the left hand limit. Right hand limit. Right hand limit means when x is approaching to 1 from the right hand side. Jethalal, we cannot put value of x in limit of the function. Yes, it is correct. We should not put x is equal to a directly in the given function. Here I am not putting x is equal to a directly. I am telling you when x is approaching to, when I am finding the left hand limit, sorry, 1 minus. This is the left hand limit, not right hand LHL, sorry. When x is approaching to 1 from the left hand side, here the function is 8 by pi tan inverse x plus of 3. When x is approaching to 1 from the left hand side, x is approaching to 1 from the left hand side, the function tan inverse x approaches to pi by 4. When tan inverse x approaches to pi by 4, then 8 tan inverse x approaches to 8 by pi into pi by 4. That approaches to 2, pi cancels, 4 to the 2. When x approaching to 1 from the left hand side, 8 by pi tan inverse x approaches to 2. 8 by pi tan inverse x plus 3 approaches to 2 plus 3. Approaches to 2 plus 3 means approaches to 5. So approaching to 5 means limit of the function is 5. Jethalal, is it clear to you? I am not directly substituting the value in the given function. Jethalal, Champaklal. So then we have to find out the right hand limit. Right hand limit, what is the function? In the right hand side of the x is equal to 1, the function is defined as 5x square plus of x minus 1. So when x approaching to 1 from the right hand side, 5x square approaches to 5 from the right hand side. X approaches to 1 from the right hand side. 5 plus 1. So 5x square plus x approaches to 6. 6 minus 1 is 5. Left hand limit 5, right hand limit 5. value of the function 5, hence the function is continuous at x is equal to 1. Now, since the function is continuous, now to check the differentiability, we have to differentiate the given function. So this function is defined in two different ways. For x less or equal to 1, the function is defined as 8 by pi tan inverse x plus 3. And its derivative will be 8 by pi into derivative of tan inverse x is 1 by 1 plus x square. Derivative of 3 is 0. So in the left hand side of x is equal to 1, the derivative of the function is 8 by pi into 1 upon 1 plus x square. Okay. In the right hand side of the x is equal to 1, the derivative function will be x square, 5x square. X square ka derivative 2x. 5 into 2x is 10x. 10x plus 1. Okay. Now we have to find the left hand derivative and right hand limit when x approaches to 1. Left hand derivative will be 8 by pi into 1 by 1 plus 1 square. That is 8 by pi into 1 by 2. That is 4 by pi. When x approaching to 1 from the right hand side, right hand derivative will be 10 plus 1, that is 11. These two values are not equal. Left hand derivative is not equal to right hand derivative. Hence the function is non-differentiable at x is equal to 1. Is it clear? I hope it is clear to you. So let's move forward to the next question. So guys, quickly note it down. Okay. Next question. I done the next question. Take the differentiability of the function. Take the differentiability Take the differentiability of the function f of x equals sin x upon x if x not equal to 0, 1, if x is equal to 0 at x is equal to 0. Okay. Try to solve this question. Take 2 minutes of time. Solve it. And let me know the answer through the chat box. I hope you can solve this. ओके, नसरीन आंसर आया? So come to the solution. F of 0 is equal to 1. It is given. And to check the continuity, we have to find out the limiting value. Limit extending towards 0. F of x. This is equal to limit extending towards 0. Sin x upon x. Limit extending towards 0. Sin x upon x. Limit extending towards 0. Sin x upon x is 1. This is your standard result. So limiting value is equal to functional value. Hence the function is continuous. So f dash x is equal to the derivative of sin x by x. If y is equal to sin x by x, then how to calculate dy upon dx? By using quotient rule. Dy upon dx, derivative of numerator into denominator, that is x into cos x minus sin x into derivative of x is 1 divided by denominator square, that is x square. So f dash x is equal to x cos x minus sin x upon x square, right? So f dash 0 is equal to limit extending towards 0, x cos x minus sin x upon x square. F dash 0 is equal to limit extending towards 0, x cos x minus sin x upon x square. The limit takes the indeterminate form, 0 upon 0. This is equal to limit extending towards 0, okay, x cos x, derivative of x cos x is cos x minus x sin x, minus derivative of cos x is sin x is cos x, divided by derivative of x square is 2x. This is by LH rule, L'Hospital's rule. Cos x minus cos x cancels, x cancels. This is equal to minus 1 by 2. Cos x minus x sin x minus cos x upon, okay. This is equal to minus 1 by 2. F dash 0 exists and the function is differentiable at x is equal to 0. Write down. Function is differentiable. Function is differentiable at x is equal to 0. ବୁଝିପାରିଲ ପ୍ଲିଜ୍ ଜଣାଅ, ଚାଟ୍ ବକ୍ସରେ ଜଣାଅ ବୁଝିହେଲା କି ନାହିଁ? Function is differentiable at x is equal to 0. Oh, sorry. This is not minus, this is 0. X cancels, sin 0 is 0. Function is differentiable at x is equal to 0. सर आप एडवांस भी करवाते हैं क्या? हाँ, निर्मल क्या हुआ? निर्मल, ये तो सब एडवांस लेवल का बात चल रही है. एडवांस नहीं, मेंस भी ऐसे क्वेश्चन पूछता है ना. क्यों, तुम एडवांस के लिए तैयारी कर रहे हो क्या निर्मल? आर यू प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर जेई एडवांस्ड? ओके, so next question. Next is differentiability in an interval. Next topic is differentiability in an interval. Differentiability in an interval. How to check the differentiability of a function in an interval? First write down checking differentiability in an open interval. Open interval. Okay. Write down a real value function y is equal to f of x is said to be differentiable in open interval AB if it is differentiable in each point, differentiable at each point in AB. Okay. Suppose this is the open interval AB. Open interval AB means A and B are not included. A function is said to be differentiable in the open interval AB if it is differentiable at each and every point in AB. Okay. Then differentiability at endpoint. Differentiability at endpoint. Write down if x is equal to A, is the rightmost point, if x is equal to A, is the rightmost point in the domain of definition of the function, if x is equal to A is the rightmost point in the domain of definition of the function, that is graph of the function doesn't exist after x is equal to A. Graph of the function doesn't exist after x is equal to A, right? If x is equal to a is the rightmost point in the domain of definition of the function, then the function is said to be differentiable. So guys, note it down quickly. I will use the another page. Okay. Then the function is said to be differentiable. Then the function is said to be differentiable then the function is said to be differentiable at x is equal to a if LHD at x is equal to a exists. That is limit h tending towards 0 f of a minus h minus f of a upon minus h exists. If limit extending towards 0 f of a minus h minus f of a upon minus h exists. Okay. Suppose this is the graph of the function x is equal to a is the rightmost point. That is, after x is equal to a, graph of the function doesn't exist. To check the differentiability at x is equal to a, we have to check whether the left-hand derivative exists or not. That is, left and slope of the left tangent exists or not. If this value or this limit exists, then we can say that the function is differentiable at x is equal to a, where x is equal to is the end point, right end point. Then next point is, if x is equal to a is the leftmost point in the domain of the function, if x is equal to a is the leftmost point in the domain of the function is said to be differentiable the function is said to be differentiable at x is equal to a if RSD, that is right hand derivative, at x is equal to a exists. RSD at x is equal to a exists. That is limit extending towards 0 f of a plus h minus f of a upon h exists. Limit extending towards 0 f of a plus h minus f of a upon h exists. Okay. X is equal to a is the leftmost point. So left tangent exists or not? Left tangent exists means this value exists. Limit extending to 0 f of a plus h minus f of a upon h exists. जल्दी जल्दी लिखो पहले. complete. Okay. Then write down differentiability in closed interval. Differentiability in closed interval. Differentiability in closed interval. Right? A real valued function y is equal to f of x is said to be differentiable. A real valued function y is equal to f of x is said to be differentiable in closed interval AB if it is differentiable in open interval AB and differentiable at endpoints A and B. Just now I told you how to check the differentiability at left hand A and right hand B. To check the differentiability at left hand A, we have to find out whether the right hand derivative RSD at x is equal to A exists or not. If the right hand derivative at x is equal to A exists, then you can say that the function is differentiable at x is equal to A. Similarly, to check the differentiability at x is equal to B, we have to check whether the left hand derivative at x is equal to A exists or not. If the left hand derivative at x is equal to A exists, then we can say that the function is differentiable. So a function is differentiable in a closed interval AB if it is differentiable at open interval AB and differentiable at the end point. So guys, here is a question. An interval contains infinite number of points. Isn't it? If an interval contains infinite number of points, is it practically possible to check the continuity or differentiability of the function at each and every point? It is not practically possible. Then the question is how to check the differentiability of a function in an interval. To check the differentiability of a function in an interval, we have to remember the differentiability region of the standard functions. Then, and we have to search for the suspicious point. Suspicious point means the point at which the function may be non-differentiable, right? So using these two concepts, we can check the differentiability of a function in an interval. Did you understand what I mean to say? बुझीपार पिले कौन कहवाक चाहूँ गोटे इंटरवल रे इनफाइनाइट नंबर ऑफ पॉइंट्स दउछथि हमको थ्योरी कहूची जे गोटे इंटरवल रे फंक्शन डिफरेंशिएबल हबो तार प्रत्येक पॉइंट रे से डिफरेंशिएबल हबा दरकार प्रत्येक पॉइंट माने इनफाइनाइट पॉइंट रे तो चेक करियबन तो केम चेक करबा हमको मन रखिया पड़िबो केते गोटे स्टैंडर्ड फंक्शन करो कोटा ताकर डिफरेंशिएबल रीजन एवं को पॉइंट रे जे स्टैंडर्ड फंक्शन गुडा का नॉन डिफरेंशिएबल हबार पॉसिबिलिटी अछि जो पॉइंट रे स्टैंडर्ड फंक्शन गुडा नॉन डिफरेंशिएबल हबार पॉसिबिलिटी अछि से पॉइंट गुडा को सस्पिशियस पॉइंट कहते ताले गोटे इंटरवल भीतर हम कोन खोजिबा सस्पिशियस पॉइंट खोजिबा कोठी से नॉन डिफरेंशिएबल हबार चांस अछि केवल सही पॉइंट रे चेक करके हम बतेबा जे से इंटरवल रे से कंटीन्यूअस कि डिसकंटीन्यूअस ओके बुझी पारलो कि चैट बॉक्स रे जणा write in the chat box whether it is clear to you जहाँ कुछ क्लियरली बुझ ओके हमको इंटरवल रे चेक करिया पई हमको प्रत्येक फंक्शन स्टैंडर्ड फंक्शन मानकर डिफरेंशिएबल रीजन मन रखियार अछि स्टैंडर्ड फंक्शन मानकर सस्पिशियस पॉइंट बा नॉन नॉन डिफरेंशिएबल पॉइंट रो चांस कोठी कोठी अछि सेटा को चेक करियार अछि सही पॉइंट चेक कर देले आमे जानि जिबा जे फंक्शन कंटिन्यू डिफरेंशिएबल कि नॉन डिफरेंशिएबल ओके so next topic is write down standard functions differentiable region polynomial function sin x cos x tan inverse x cot inverse x are differentiable in our entire number line differentiable. Then rational polynomial function f of x is equal to p of x upon q of x, that is r minus set of all x such that q of x is equal to 0. F of x is equal to mod x r minus 0. F of x is equal to bracket x r minus z. Z is the set of integers. F of x is equal to fractional part of x r minus z. Constant differentiable region, right? Then here a to the power x, e to the power x. ln x r plus tan x r minus 2n plus 1 pi by 2 cot x r minus n pi sec x r minus 2n plus 1 pi by 2 cosec x r minus n pi sin inverse x differentiable in its domain minus 1 to 1 cos inverse x differentiable in its domain minus 1 and 1. Okay. Quickly note it down. Okay. As I told you, to check the differentiability of a function in an interval, whether it is open interval or closed interval, we have to remember the differentiability region of the standard functions and suspicious points. So write down to check the differentiability of a function over an interval, to check the differentiability of a function over an interval we have to search for suspicious points. Suspicious point means the point at which the function may be non-differentiable. Okay, doubtful points. Suspicious point means doubtful points. Okay, so what are the suspicious points? Write down suspicious points. Or doubtful points. Suspicious points or doubtful points. Okay. Point one. The points at which domain of definition, the points at which domain of definition of a function changes are doubtful points. At these points, we have to check the differentiability of the function. What do you mean by domain of a definition of a function change? That means you might have seen that f of x is equal to, suppose, g of x for x less or equal to a, h of x for x greater or equal to a. in most of the questions are written like this. That means for x less than or equal to f, the function is g of x. For x greater or equal to f, function is h of x. So here domain of a definition changes at x is equal to a. So x is equal to a is the suspicious point. At this point, we have to check the differentiability of the function. Okay, this is one of the suspicious point. The second point, if the function contains f of x mod, if the function contains f of x mod, then the points at which f of x is equal to 0. If the function contains f of x mod, then the points at which f of x is equal to 0 are suspicious points. Okay. जल्दी लिख दियो, अपने नेक्स्ट पेज यूज करबा. Okay, next point is third point. The function contains if the function contains bracket the greatest integer of some function f of x. Okay, where bracket is the GIF. Where bracket is the GIF, then the points at which f of x attains, then the points at which f of x attains integral values are suspicious points or doubtful points. At these points, we have to check the differentiability. Separately, ଟିକେ ଟେକ୍ନିକାଲ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ହେଇଛି, ୱେଟ୍ କର। ନେଟ୍ ଯୋଗୁ ପୁଣି ଏମିତି ହେଇଗଲା। Okay, the function contains fractional part of some function f of x, then the points are to which f of x attains integral values are suspicious points. If the function contains fractional part of f of x, then the points at which f of x attains integral values are suspicious points. Okay. So, guys, your first session is over. Second session I'll start exactly at 9:15. Okay. The second session is from 9:15 to 10:45. So we'll solve some previous year questions of JEE Mains and Advanced in the second session. Theory part is almost over. Only one theory part is left, that is algebra of differentiability or algebra of differentiable functions. Okay. So now take rest for 15 minutes. If you have not taken breakfast, go and take your breakfast. Then join exactly at 9:15.
शांत करें। जिस समय ऑफलाइन पढ़ता था एलन में, मैं सर फिजिक्स वहां समझ नहीं आई, इंटरेस्ट चला गया। अब आपसे पढ़ना स्टार्ट किया है, पर अभी रोटेशन तक ही हो पाया और 12 स्टार्ट होना कोई दिक्कत नहीं है। अगर आपने रोटेशन अगर कंप्लीट कर लिया है, इट मींस दैट एवरीथिंग इज कंप्लीट, कोई इशू नहीं। आप क्लास 12 स्टार्ट कर लो और क्लास 11th के जो टॉपिक्स हैं वो साइड बाय साइड, क्योंकि जैसे आप क्लास 12 स्टार्ट करोगे, आप भले एलन में पढ़ रहे होंगे, एलन में आपकी मैक्स टू मैक्स 4 क्लास होती है, बाकी 3 दिन आपके पास फ्री रहते होंगे। उन 3 दिन के अंदर आप क्लास 11th के टॉपिक्स को समझें। एक बच्चा कह रहा है कि सर मैं सिंगेज के इलस्ट्रेशन करता हूं और मैं काफी कॉन्फिडेंट फील करता हूं, शुड आई डू कोचिंग मटेरियल? या ना, मतलब मैं मैथ्स और केमिस्ट्री में तो नहीं कह सकता, लेकिन फिजिक्स पे ना, मतलब मैंने देखी सिंगेज है। जैसे मैं एक एग्जांपल लेता हूं, उसे कॉम्प्रिहेंशन में, फिर तुम जेई एडवांस से कॉम्प्रिहेंशन में, तो नहीं लेती। सिंगेज के कॉम्प्रिहेंशन ऐसे होते हैं कि कोई सिंगल चॉइस क्वेश्चन को कॉम्प्रिहेंशन आगे, और जेई एडवांस का कॉम्प्रिहेंशन पढ़ो, पढ़ने में आधा घंटा लगता है, बहुत डिफरेंस है। तो मतलब मुझे थोड़ा सा ऐसा लगता है कि ना, अब आज मैं पेरेंट्स से बात करना चाहता हूं। I did it again and again and again and again. कहां से पढ़ते हैं? कब मैंने अभी लाइक बस जो होते हैं वो 16 से 18 आवर्स नहीं पढ़ते हैं। जैसे मैं पर्सनली जो मैं 12 से 13 आवर्स एक दिन पढ़ता था, और तब 16 से 18 आवर्स की स्टडी पॉसिबल भी नहीं है, क्योंकि टॉपर जो है वो कोई रोबोट नहीं है, वो भी इंसान है, उनको भी मतलब प्रॉपर स्लीप चाहिए, प्रॉपर रेस्ट चाहिए। फ्रेश चाहिए एक ela chegar e desencanar com o passo bem sou, passo bem sou, passo bem sou. No fim de semana, como lembro, ela chegar e desencanar com o passo bem sou, passo bem sou, passo bem sou. रिजल्ट नहीं आता सर, उनके लिए आई थिंक करारा जवाब है। एक बार बहुत मैं नहीं, मुझे लगता है कि पीडब्ल्यू परिवार का हर मेंबर जिसने एक बार और बोलिया इस बात को कि पीडब्ल्यू में पहली बार टॉप 10 के। क्या आईआईटी और एनआईटी सेम है? इनमें कोई फर्क? केवल 2 लाख बच्चा बैठा इसकी काउंसलिंग में, बाकियों को पता ही नहीं। Wait a minute, you gotta live it. Right? क्या रहा रिजल्ट? तो मेरी तो यही तुम्हें सजेशन रहेगा, 1.5 घंटे का लेक्चर 2 घंटे में देखो, और फिर जो पीडीएफ ये है ना, उनसे रिवाइज करो, उसको पढ़ लो भाई। सेम चीज पढ़ाई गई है, वही चीज का हमारे पास डॉक्यूमेंटेड नोट्स हैं, उनको तो भाई सेम चीज पढ़ाई गई है, वही चीज का हमारे पास डॉक्यूमेंटेड नोट्स हैं, उनको पढ़ेंगे तो वापस समझ में आ जाएगा क्या पढ़ा गया। और रिवीजन वहीं से करो, और एक्सरसाइज 1 तो मिनिमम करो ही करो, वरना पीवाईक्यू के भी हर चैप्टर में 40-50 क्वेश्चन हमें करने चाहिए आइडियली, तब मेंस की अच्छी प्रिपरेशन। तो मेरी तो यही तुम्हें सजेशन रहेगा, 1.5 घंटे का लेक्चर 2 घंटे में देखो। और माय नेम इज अनंत शर्मा, मेरा 1224 मेरे पास कि आपका पहला रिएक्शन मतलब कैसा? ओ शेरा जरा तेरी ओ चलवा दिखाया अपना। और हमारे साथ है जीवी सर नीट की कोचिंग, क्या बोलना है आपका इसके बारे में? वैसे नीट के बारे में बहुत अच्छा भी लगता है। ये तो और भी पता है। ठीक है सर, चाहिए आदमी आप लोग, लेकिन मैं क्योंकि ओलंपियाड्स देने चाहिए, मतलब जिसकी पीआरए बिकॉज ओलंपियाड होते हैं वो देना चाहिए। आगे तुम्हारे यहाँ पे जेई प्रिपरेशन में लगातार मेंस वाले पेपर में 240 प्लस मार्क्स आ रहे हैं, तो ओलंपियाड और टाइम बच रहा है, तो ओलंपियाड देने का सोच सकते हैं, अदरवाइज ओलंपियाड्स देने चाहिए।
Yes, Nirmal. What is your doubt? Nirmal. Yes. Write down the question. सर क्वेश्चन कैसे दिखाऊं? तो लिख के दो। हेलो निर्मल। रोहित सर नमस्कार। Okay. So let's come to the next topic. That is the algebra of differentiable functions. Good morning. Algebra of differentiable functions. If the functions f of x and g of x, if the functions f of x and g of x are differentiable, if the functions f of x and g of x are differentiable at x is equal to a, then first bit f of x plus g of x is differentiable at x is equal to a. Normal f of x is equal to e raised to the power x minus 1 upon log 1 plus 2x if x not equal to 0, 7 if x is equal to 0. So let me write down the question separately here. F of x is equal to e raised to the power x minus 1 upon log of 1 plus 2x, x if x not equal to 0, 7 if x is equal to 0 at x is equal to 0. Okay, Nirmal, let me confirm. This is your question? What I have written in the board? Confirm it. प्योर में लगेगा. प्योर में लगेगा मतलब डिवाइडेड बाय प्योर में. Oh, e raised to the power x minus. अच्छा. This. Okay. Understood. So function is like this. E raised to the power x minus 1 upon log 1 plus 2x. If x not equal to 0. Okay. So guys, remember has a doubt. First of all, let me solve the doubt first. Then I will go for the algebra for differentiable function. This is a function f of x is equal to e raised to the power x minus 1 upon log 1 plus 2x. If x not equal to 0, 7 if x is equal to 0 at x is equal to 0, right? So Nepal, what is the functional value of the function here? F of 0 is equal to 7. F of 0 is equal to 7, right? To check the continuity of the function, we have to find out the left hand limit, right hand limit. Here, the functions e raised to the power x and e power x, that is exponential function and logarithmic functions, are well-behaved functions. So we need not to calculate a left hand limit and right hand limit. Directly we can calculate the limit of the function, because for exponential function and logarithmic function, left hand limit and right hand limit remains same. Okay, they are well-behaved functions. So to check the continuity, we have to find the limiting value of the function. Limit extending towards 0, f of x equal to limit extending towards 0, e raised to the power x minus 1 upon log of 1 plus 2x. Okay. When x is approaching to 0, e power x approaches to 1, e power x minus 1 approaches to 0. So the numerator approaching to 0. Then check whatever the denominator. When x approaching to 0, 2x approaching to 0, 1 plus 2x approaches to 1, log 1 approaches to 0. The denominator also approaching to 0. So 0 by 0 form, 0 by 0 indeterminate form. So Nirmal, tell me whether I will solve it by using L'Hopital's rule or by using standard formula. What is your choice? Should I solve it by using L'Hopital's rule, by L'Hopital's rule, or by using the standard formula of the limits? Quickly write down in the chat box. Nirmal. L'Hopital's. Okay, 0 by 0 form. This is equal to limit extending towards 0. Derivative of numerator, that is e raised to the power x, divided by derivative of denominator. Derivative of log x is 1 by x. 1 by 1 plus 2x into derivative of 2x is 2. And this part 1 plus 2x will go to numerator. This is equal to limit extending towards 0. E raised to the power x into 1 plus 2x divided by 2. When x approaching to 0, e raised to the power approaches to 1. 1 plus 2x approaches to 1. 1 into 1 is 1. So limiting value of the function is 1. Limiting value is 1. Functional value is 7. Hence the function is discontinuous at x is equal to 0. Is it clear to you? Did you understand, Nirmal? Let me know through the chat box. Nirmal, quickly comment. Okay. So any doubt you can write like this. Nirmal, you are from which higher secondary school? Okay, if the functions f of x and g of x are differentiable at x is equal to a, then f of x plus g of x, f of x plus g of x is differentiable at x is equal to a. If f of x and g of x are two differentiable functions at x is equal to a, then f of x plus g of x is differentiable at x is equal to a. The second one, f of x minus g of x. F of x minus g of x is differentiable at x is equal to a. Third one, f of x into g of x is differentiable at x is equal to a. Bhima Bhoi Higher Secondary School, I think Sambalpur. Then f of x upon g of x is differentiable at x is equal to a, provided g of a is not equal to 0. Provided g of a is not equal to 0, right? If the functions f of x and g of x are differentiable at x is equal to a, Raira Kolo. Okay, quickly note it down. That means sum, difference, product, and quotient of two differentiable functions is always differentiable. This is the first part. Then second part, quickly note it down. I'll use the next page. Sir, please show previous page. Previous page I started now. In the second session, I have started from this point only. What will do with previous page? Okay. What is the previous? This one. All these things I have discussed in the first session. That is from 7:30 to 9. For the second session, the page starts from this. So yes, sir, done. Okay. Then write down B part. If f of x is differentiable if f of x is differentiable at x is equal to a, if f of x is differentiable at x is equal to a, and g of x is not differentiable, if f of x is differentiable at x is equal to a, and g of x is not differentiable, at x is equal to a, then if f of x is differentiable at x is equal to a, and g of x is not differentiable at x is equal to a, then first part, f of x plus g of x is not differentiable at x is equal to a. Second, f of x minus g of x is not differentiable. F of x minus g of x is not differentiable at x is equal to a. Third, f of x into g of x may or may not be differentiable that means nothing can be said in general. We can comment on the differentiability after knowing the functions. What are the functions given? Okay. And analyzing and manipulating, then we can say whether it is function f of x into g of x is differentiable or non-differentiable. So if f of x is differentiable and g of x is non-differentiable, in general, we can't say whether comment on the differentiability of the function. To comment on the differentiability of such type of functions, we have to know the function, what are the functions given, what are the functions f of x and g of x, okay? Then the fourth part, nothing can be said about, nothing can be said about the non-differentiability nothing can be said about the differentiability of f of x upon g of x. That is, in general, we can't comment on differentiability of f of x upon g of x. For the differentiability, we have to check whether the given functions are differentiable or non-differentiable, right? This is B part. Quickly note it down. गोटे फंक्शन डिफरेंशिएबल f of x डिफरेंशिएबल g of x नॉन डिफरेंशिएबल देइथले ये पक्का f of x plus g of x f of x minus g of x f of x g of x चाहे कुछ भी फंक्शन हो ये पक्का ही डिफरेंशिएबल होगा. So third point and fourth point, f of x into g of x, nothing can be said. That means after knowing the function and manipulating, we can say whether the given function is differentiable or non-differentiable. Okay. Is it clear, guys? Let me know through the chat box. Is it clear? Okay. Next point is if C part, if both f of x and g of x, if both f of x and g of x are not differentiable, if both f of x and g of x are not differentiable, at x is equal to a, then nothing can be said about the differentiability nothing can be said about the differentiability of first bit f of x plus g of x. Nothing can be said means they may be differentiable, may not be differentiable, may or may not be differentiable. We have to analyze it separately by finding LHD and RHD. Okay, directly you can say whether the function is differentiable or non-differentiable. Without knowing the function, we can't predict, we can't comment on the differentiability of the function. F of x minus g of x, f of x into g of x, f of x upon g of x. F of x plus g of x, f of x minus g of x, f of x into g of x, f of x by g of x. Okay. Some couple of questions. Question number 1. Test the differentiability or discuss the differentiability of the function f of x equal to e raised to the power x plus of mod x, right? Test the differentiability of the function f of x is equal to e raised to the power x plus of mod x. The function e raised to the power x is differentiable everywhere. Correct? And this function is differentiable everywhere except 0, r minus 0. So total function e raised to the power x plus mod x is differentiable in r minus 0. Now we have to check whether this function is differentiable at x is equal to 0 or non-differentiable at x is equal to 0. So now to discuss the discontinuity, the only ambiguous point, only suspicious point, only doubtful point is x is equal to 0. At x is equal to 0, this function mod x is non-differentiable. At x is equal to 0, the function mod x is non-differentiable. At x is equal to 0, the function mod x is non-differentiable, and at x is equal to 0, the function e power x is differentiable. And from the algebra of differentiability or the algebra of differentiable function, differentiable plus non-differentiable is non-differentiable. So the given function e raised to the power x, the given function e raised to the power x plus of mod x is non-differentiable at x is equal to 0, is non-differentiable at x is equal to 0, and differentiable at all other points. Then we can say that the function is differentiable at r minus 0. The function is differentiable at r minus 0, non-differentiable at x is equal to 0. Got it? I hope it is clear to you. Comment on the chat box. Is it clear to you? Please. Again, okay. Again, I will explain. Discuss the differentiability of the function f of x is equal to e raised to the power x plus of mod x. E raised to the power x plus of mod x. Okay. Samantara, f of x is equal to e raised to the power x plus mod x, right? Already I have written standard function and their differentiable region. E raised to the power x is differentiable everywhere in its domain, and you know domain of the function is R. This function mod x, f of x is equal to mod x. This function takes a sharp turn at x is equal to 0. No unique tangent can be drawn to the graph of the function at x is equal to 0. This function is non-differentiable at x is equal to 0. Differentiable at all other points. This is differentiable at r minus 0. Okay, non-differentiable at x is equal to 0. So the total function is differentiable at r minus 0. Only one point is left to check the differentiability. That point is x is equal to 0. At x is equal to 0, this function is non-differentiable. And at x is equal to 0, this function is differentiable. Different from algebra for differentiable functions. Differentiable plus or minus non-differentiable is non-differentiable. Hence, the function e raised to the power x plus of mod x is non-differentiable at x is equal to 0, but differentiable at all other points. We can say that differentiable at r minus 0, differentiable at r minus 0, non-differentiable at x is equal to 0. Since Samantara got it, Saurajit got it. Okay. So I think it is better if we discuss a couple of PYQ questions asked in JEE Main and JEE Advanced. Okay. Hello. So by the pitch. Class sorry, coach. Now then the question asked in JEE Main 2025, 29th January shift 2. F of x is equal to x square plus 1 into mod of x square minus x plus 2 plus of cos of mod x. F of x is equal to x square plus 1 mod of x square minus x plus 2 plus cos of mod x be non-differentiable at the 2 points x is equal to alpha is equal to 2 and x is equal to beta right? Then find the distance of the point. Find the distance of the point alpha comma beta. Find the distance of the point alpha comma beta from the line find the distance of the point alpha comma beta from the line 12x plus 5y plus 10 is equal to 0. Okay, this is the question. Okay, first of all, we have to check what are the functions involved in the given function. The functions involved in the given functions are, one of the function is x square plus 1. The second one is mod of x square minus x plus 2. And third one is cos of mod x. Okay, so x square plus 1. X square plus 1 is a polynomial function. It is differentiable everywhere. That is differentiable on over total number line. The third function is cos of mod x. You know, cos of mod x is equal to cos x. Cos of mod x is equal to cos x. You see graph of cos of mod x and cos x. This is the graph of cos x. And this is also graph of cos of mod x. Because cos of minus x, you know, cos of minus x is equal to cos x. Right? So this function, the third function, cos of mod x is differentiable on R. The first function is differentiable on R. Second function is differentiable on R. Okay. And it's a first function and third function. What is the middle function, the second function? X square minus x plus 2 mod. This function, it is given that this, so total function will be non-differentiable, at which the function x square minus x plus 2 is non-differentiable. You know, if f of x is equal to ax square plus bx plus c, its graph is a parabola. Either parabola opens in upward direction or opens in downward direction. So suppose the graph of the f of x is equal to x square plus bx plus c is like this. If you take the absolute value of this, then the negative part of the curve will be positive. The structure of the curve will be like this. So this here is a corner point and this is another corner point. At these two corner points, the function will be non-differentiable. The corner points are the point at which the quadratic equation attains 0 value. That means roots of the quadratic equation. So roots of this quadratic equation are indirectly the roots of this quadratic equation are x is equal to 2 and x is equal to beta. If alpha beta roots, sum of the roots is equal to minus b by a. Alpha beta, it is given that alpha beta roots of the equation x square minus x plus 2 is equal to 0. Alpha beta roots of the equation x square minus x plus 2 is equal to 0. So sum of the roots alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a, that is a. And product of the roots alpha beta is equal to 2. Okay. If one of the root is 2, alpha is equal to 2, then 2 into beta is equal to 2. This implies beta is equal to 1. Okay. So the point is alpha comma beta. So alpha comma beta point is 2 comma 1 point. The question is find the distance of the line 12x plus 5y plus 10 is equal to 0 from the point 2 comma 1. So distance of a point from a line, I'm writing the formula for OSAT. Distance of a point from a line, it is 12. Straight line question, class 11. Okay. Distance, if x0, y0 be the point, and ax plus by plus c is equal to 0 is a line. Ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. The distance of the point, this point from this line is ax0 plus by0 plus of c upon under root a square plus b square mod. Why we are taking mod? Because distance can never be negative, right? So here the given function is 12x plus 5y plus 10 is equal to 0. And the point is alpha comma beta. Alpha is equal to 2 and beta is equal to 1. So we have to find the distance. Distance means perpendicular distance of the point 2 comma 1 from the line 12x plus 5y plus of 10 is equal to 0, right? So this distance will be, distance is equal to 12 into 2 plus 5 into 1 plus 10 divided by root over of 12 square plus 5 square, 144 plus 25, 169. 169 root over is 13. So 12 2s are 24 plus 5, 29 plus 10, 39. 39 divided by 13. 39 divided by 13 is 3 the answer. This is the answer to your question. I hope it is clear to you. This question was asked JEE Main 2025. JEE Mains 2025. Is it clear to you? Hello. Please write in the chat box. Is it clear to you? Sarojit, Madhusmita, Santoshini.
ଗୋଟେ ଷ୍ଟପ୍ ସେୟାର ମାରୁଛନ୍ତି ବୋଧେ ଆପଣ
ନା ମୁଁ ମାନୁନି ସେ ନେଟୱାର୍କ ହେଇକି କଟି ଯାଉଛି। ମୁଁ ଲେଖୁଥିବି ନେଟୱାର୍କ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ହେଇକି କଟି ଯାଉଛି। ଓକେ, ଏଇଟାକୁ ଛୋଟିଆ କେମିତି କରିବା? Next question. JMN 2025 January shift. Let bracket x denotes the greatest integer function let bracket x denote the greatest integer function let bracket x denote the greatest integer function and let small m and n and let m and n be the number of respectively be the number of points m and n respectively be the number of points let m and n respectively be the number of points where the function f of x is equal to bracket x plus mod of x minus 2 where minus 2 less than x less than 3 is not continuous and not differentiable is not continuous and not differentiable then find m plus n then find m plus n. Okay, this is the question. So the question is the number of m be the number of points where this function is not continuous and n be the number of points where this function is not differentiable. Okay. This function x minus 2 mod is continuous everywhere. First check the continuity number of discontinuous points. Number of come to the solution. Number of discontinuous points. Number of discontinuous points. Okay. The function x minus 2 mod. The function x minus 2 mod. The graph of the function is like this. The function x minus 2 mod is continuous everywhere. The function bracket x. The function bracket f of x is equal to bracket x is not continuous at all integral points. You know, graph of the bracket function is like this. Okay. So in the interval minus 2 to 3, what are the integral values? In the interval minus 2 to 3, the integral values are 0, 1, sorry, minus 1, 0, 1, 2. Minus 1, 0, 1, 2. At these points, the function f of x is equal to bracket x is not continuous. So, you know, continuous plus discontinuous. Continuous plus discontinuous from algebra of continuous functions. Continuous plus discontinuous is discontinuous. So this function is discontinuous at minus 1, 0, 1, 2. This function is continuous everywhere. So the sum of these two functions is discontinuous at minus 1, 0, 1, 2. So m is equal to 4. The value of m is equal to 4. Right? Quickly note it down. Then second part, we have to find out the number of non-differentiable points. Second part is number of non-differentiable points. Number of non-differentiable points. So this function is non-differentiable at minus 1, 0, 1. This function is differentiable at these points minus 1, 0, 1, 2. So clearly 4 points are there which are non-differentiable. At x is equal to 2, 3 points. At x is equal to 2, this function is non-differentiable and this function is non-differentiable. At x is equal to 2, both the functions are non-differentiable. So directly we can't comment on the differentiability of the function. We have to check the differentiability of the function by taking LSD and RSD at x is equal to 2. Okay. So LSD at x is equal to 2, left hand derivative, LSD at x is equal to 2 is equal to limit extending towards 0, limit extending towards 0, f of 2 minus h minus f of 2 divided by minus h. F of 2 minus h, this is equal to limit extending to 0. So by quickly note it down, I will use the step, I will use the next page. Okay, f of x is equal to bracket x plus mod of x minus 2. F of x is equal to bracket x plus mod of x minus 2. Already number of discontinuous points are 4. M is equal to 4. Now we have to find out the value of n. Already we have got 3 points, that is minus 1, 0, 1 are the points where the function is not differentiable. The last point left is x is equal to 2, LSD at x is equal to 2, LSD left hand derivative at x is equal to 2 is equal to limit extending towards 0. Okay. F of 2 minus h, that is 2 minus h bracket, the test integer, plus 2 minus h minus 2 mod minus f of 2. F of 2 is, this one will be 0, this one will be 2, divided by minus h. This is equal to limit extending towards 0. Bracket value of 2 minus h is 1, plus minus h mod is h, minus 2 divided by minus h. This is equal to limit extending towards 0, h minus 1 upon minus h. So this value approaches to negative infinity. If this value approaches to infinity, then then LSD doesn't exist. If LSD doesn't exist, the function is non-differentiable at minus 1, 0, 1, 2. Hence m plus n is equal to 8. M plus n equals to 8. Okay, I hope it is clear to you. Comment on the chat box, it is clear to you. Okay, we'll go to next question. This is JMN 2025. Let the function f of x is equal to 3a minus 3ax square minus 2, where x less than 1, a square plus bx, where x greater or equal to 1, be differentiable for all x belongs to R. Be differentiable for all x belongs to R. Be differentiable for all x belongs to R, where a is greater than 1, where a is greater than 1 and b belongs to R. Find a and b. Find a and b. Okay, this is the question. The given function is f of x is equal to minus 3x square minus 2fx less than 1, s square plus bx x greater or equal to 1. It is given that the function is differentiable for all x belongs to R. Function differentiable for all x belongs to R means function is continuous. Function is continuous for all x belongs to R means function is continuous at x is equal to 1. If the function is continuous at x is equal to 1, then left hand limit should be equal to right hand limit. Okay, left hand limit should be equal to right hand limit. So the left hand limit will be minus 3 LHL. Functional first function is continuous. Function is continuous for all x belongs to R. So f of 1 is equal to a square plus b, limit extending to 1 plus f of x is equal to a square plus b, limit extending to 1 minus f of x is equal to limit extending to 1 minus 3ax square minus 2. So this one will be minus 3a minus 2. Since the function is continuous, left hand limit should be equal to right hand limit should be equal to value of the function. So a square plus b is equal to minus 3a minus 2. This is one of the equation obtained involving a and b. To get the value of a and b, we require another equation in a and b. It is given that the function is differentiable also. Since the function is differentiable, so in the past session, I have already told you how to check the differentiability using differentiation. To check the differentiability using differentiation, the function should be continuous at the given point. It is given that the function is continuous everywhere. That means the function is continuous at x is equal to 1. Now we'll check the differentiability using differentiation. Directly calculate f dash x. So f dash x is equal to minus 6x, where x less than 1, b, where x greater than 1. Okay. Since the function is differentiable, left hand derivative should be equal to right hand derivative. The left hand derivative at x is equal to 1 will be minus 6a. Right hand derivative at x1 will be b. So 6a minus 6a is equal to b. So this is the second equation. Substitute b is equal to minus 6a in the first equation. That will give you a square minus 6a is equal to minus 3a minus 2. Okay. So a square plus 3a, sorry, minus 3a. A square minus 3a plus 2 is equal to 0. This implies a minus 1 into a minus 2 is equal to 0. Implies a is equal to 1 or a is equal to 2. It is given that a is greater than 1. So this implies a is equal to 2. If a is equal to 2, then what will be the value of b? B is equal to minus 6a. B is equal to minus 6 times a. This is equal to minus 12. Okay, got it? बुझिएला पिले? बुझी पारल कि नहीं मेसेज रे जणाओ संध्या रानी what happened any problem write in the chat box okay we'll go to next question write on the next question let f of x is equal to mod of 2x square plus 5 mod x minus 3 whole mod where x belongs to R if m and n denote if m and n denote the number of points if m and n denote the number of points where f is not continuous and not differentiable where f is not continuous and not differentiable where f is not continuous and not differentiable respectively then find m plus n okay let f of x is equal to 2x square plus 5 mod x minus 3 whole mod where x belongs to R if m and n denote the number of points where f is not continuous and not differentiable respectively, then find m plus n. Okay, clearly the value of m is equal to 0. So this the best function is let g of x is equal to 2x square plus 5x minus 3. Okay, this is and this function f of x can be obtained from g of x by using two transformations. The first transformation is to take the mod of this. So 2x square plus 5x minus 3 is basically a parabola, upward directed parabola, right? What is the vertex point? Vertex point is minus 5 by 2, comma 4ac minus b square. 4ac is 4 is minus 24 minus 20 by minus 49 by 4a, that is 8. Okay. So draw the graph of the function 2x square plus 5x minus 3. So this can be 2x square plus 2x, sorry, 5 mod x, okay. into x plus 3 is equal to 0. Okay, x plus 3 into 2x minus 1 is equal to 0. Either x is equal to minus 3 or x is equal to half. Okay. X is equal to minus 3 or x is equal to half. This is x is equal to half. This is x is equal to minus 3. The vertex point will be at this position. Structure of the curve will be like this. Okay. So if you take the mod of this expression, then structure will be like this. The negative part will be positive. And if you take the mod of x, that is 2 mod x square plus 5 mod x, that is graphical transformation, then we have to erase this part. Then take the graph of the right hand side. Okay. This is a half. This is minus half. This is 0. This is the graph of the function mod of 2x square plus 5 mod x minus 3. This function is continuous everywhere. This function is continuous everywhere. So the value of m is equal to 0. This is basically graphical transformation. Okay. And non-differentiable at the points. Non-differentiable points, the points at which the function takes the sharp turn. This is the point where the function takes a sharp turn. This is the point where the function takes a sharp turn. And this is the point where the function takes a sharp turn. So n is equal to 3. So m plus n is equal to 3. M plus n equals to 3. Okay. For this type of question, no need to find LSD, RSD, all these things. So only sketch the curve by using graphical transformation, then find out where it is discontinuous and find out where it takes the sharp turn, the points at which a function takes a sharp turn. No unique tangent can be drawn to the curve at the sharp turn points, and the function is non-differentiable. Okay, I hope it is clear to you. Write in the chat box. Is it clear? Okay, let's move forward to the next question. JEE 2024. Consider the function f of a f mapping from 0 to infinity to R defined by f of x is equal to e raised to the power minus of log x to the base e mod. F mapping from 0 to infinity to R defined by f of x is equal to e raised to the power minus of mod of log x to the base e, that is ln x. If m and n be respectively the number of points, be respectively the number of points at which f is not continuous, at which f is not continuous and not differentiable find m plus n. Okay, find m plus n. So first of all, take the continuity. We have to check what are the functions involved in the given function. The given function is composition of three functions. The prime factor of these composite functions are e power minus x, log x, and mod x, right? So log x is continuous everywhere, mod x is continuous everywhere, e power minus x is continuous everywhere. E power minus x is continuous everywhere because the graph of the function is like this. Okay, mod x is continuous everywhere because the graph of the function is like this, and log x is continuous everywhere in its domain, that is 0 to infinity. The graph of the function is like this. Clear? So composition, continuous of continuous functions. Continuous of continuous functions is a continuous function. Continuous of continuous function is a continuous function. So this function is continuous everywhere in its domain, that is 0 to infinity. So clearly the value of m is equal to 0, right? Continuous of continuous function is a continuous function. Now we have to find the number of non-differentiable points. Since mod function is there, already I have told you, if a function contains mod of some function f of x, then the points at which f of x attains, f of x is equal to 0 is a suspicious point or a doubtful point. To check the differentiability of the function, we have to check the differentiability at x is equal to 1 only, because at x is equal to 1, the function is 0. Function is at x is equal to 1. So log x mod, log x to the base e mod. Okay. So this function will be continuous or discontinuous at x is equal to 1, except at x is equal to 1 at all other points. Because you see, the graph of the function f of x is equal to log x. This is x is equal to 1, 0 point. If you take the mod of this, then the structure will be like what? This. Okay, mod of this. So this is the graph of f of x is equal to log x mod. This is the graph of f of x is equal to log x mod. From the graph, it is clear that at 1 0, it takes a sharp turn. At 1 0, it takes a sharp turn. Or if you want to check it, directly you can check it like this: f of x is equal to log x, f dash x is equal to 1 by x. If f dash x is equal to 1 by x, f dash 1 is equal to 1 by 1, which is equal to 1, which is not equal to 0. If f dash x is not equal to 0, that means the curve, so this is approaching, this is intersecting x-axis. If it is intersecting x-axis, then it will take a sharp turn. Hence, at x is equal to 1, the function is non-differentiable. So if the value of n is equal to, the value of n is equal to 1, m is equal to 0, n is equal to 1. So m plus n equals to 1. M plus n equals to 1. Okay. तुमने बुझी पारलो चैट बॉक्स रे लेखा बुझियला कि नहीं quickly note it down. Hello. Good morning. हाँ 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 हाँ, मैंने तो बोला था दीपी के साथ बात हुई थी लास्ट क्लास। दीपी बोला कि सर ट्यूसडे क्लास ले लीजिए। मैंने बोला ठीक है, मैं ले लूंगा 7 बजे, 7 PM। हाँ हाँ। अच्छा, मेरा भी एक काम है, मैं अभी क्लास में हूँ, क्लास के बाद में आपको फोन करूँगा। Okay, let's move forward for the next question. JMan 2024. If the function f of x equals 1 upon mod x, if the function f of x is equal to 1 upon mod x, where x greater or equal to 2 and ax square plus 2b, where mod x less than 2 is differentiable on R, then find 48 times a plus b. Okay. So guys, already I've discussed 5 to 6 questions. I think you will be able to solve this question. Take 2 minutes of time, solve it and send me the answer to the chat box. Okay. What is the answer? अभी काजल अभी खत्म हो जाएगा क्लास. So first of all, redefine this function. F of x is equal to if we redefine the function, f of x is equal to 1 over mod x when x greater or equal to 2 means, so mod x greater or equal to 2, that means either x belongs to 2 to infinity or x belongs to minus infinity to minus 2. When x belongs to minus infinity to minus 2, mod x will be minus x. So this is minus 1 over x. So x less or equal to 2. Okay. Then the interval 2 to minus 2 to 2. So ax square plus 2b if minus 2 minus infinity to minus 2, x less than minus less equal to minus 2, minus 2 less than x less than 2, then 1 over x if x greater than 2. Okay. It is given that the function is differentiable on entire number line. If the function is differentiable, ये पक्की बात है कि function continuous ही होगा, ठीक है? तो continuity check करते हैं पहले x is equal to minus 2 पे. Continuity at x is equal to 2. Continuity at x is equal to 2. So the left hand limit will be 4a plus 2b, LHL. LHL and the value of the function is equal to 4a plus 2b. RHL is equal to 1 over 2. Okay. So 4a plus 2b is equal to 1 over 2. This is one of the equation obtained involving a and b. We require another equation. It is given that function is differentiable at x is equal to 2. So f dash x at x is equal to 2. F dash x is equal to 2x if x less than 2. Okay. Minus 1 upon x square. Minus 1 upon x square if x greater than 2. Since the function is differentiable, left hand derivative should be equal to right hand derivative. Left hand derivative is 4a. Right hand derivative is minus 1 by 4. 4a is equal to minus 1 by 4. A equals to minus 1 by 16. A is equal to minus 1 by 16. So if A is equal to minus 1 by 16, then B is equal to B is equal to half minus 4A. This is equal to half minus 4 into minus 1 by 4, that is 1 by 4. This is equal to 3 by 4. So B is equal to 3 by 8. A is equal to minus 1 by 16. B is equal to 3 by 8. 48 times A plus B is equal to 48 times 3 by 4 plus A is minus 1 by 16. Okay. 12 minus 1, 11. I think I've done something wrong. Let me check it again. Left hand limit at x is equal to 2 is equal to 4a plus 2b. Right hand limit at x is equal to 2 is 1 over 2. 4a plus 2b is equal to 1 over 2. Okay. Left hand derivative. Left hand derivative is 2ax. Right hand derivative is minus 1 by x square. So 4a into minus 1 by 4. 4a. Left hand derivative is 4a. This is equal to minus 1 by 4. 4a is equal to minus 1 by 4 implies a is equal to minus 1 by 16. So 4a plus 2b is equal to 1 by 2. 2b is equal to 1 by 2 minus 4a. 4a is minus 1 by 4. 1 by 2 plus 1 by 4 is 3 by 4. 2b is equal to 3 by 4. b is equal to 3 by 8. b is equal to 3 by 8. Sorry, not 3 by 4. But 3 by 8. 6 minus 1, 5. 48 into 6 minus 1 is 5 by 16. So 16 3 is 48. 5 3 is 15. This is the answer. Okay. I hope it is clear to you. So guys, your differentiability part is over. In the next class, we'll start application of a derivative. Okay. Today's class is over.